And I'm sure our judges would have stories for you that would tell you about the history of females in the workplace. Thank you also for agreeing with our motion with the European Institute data, which said about putting quotas in place until the objective is achieved, which is exactly what we're arguing. Again, let's get back to this motion. Without undermining meritocracy. That sounds great. Sounds absolutely fantastic. Until you look at the studies of what meritocracy, male meritocracy is. And I pretty much guarantee this motion was written by a man. Where does that lead? Okay, stand up please. Roman. Yeah. I think you're the tallest guy in the group, right? Yeah. Heightism. Have you ever heard of heightism? Heightism shows in studies that males get selected for their leadership positions based on their height. Is that a meritocracy? No, of course it's not. They get paid an average of $1,000 per year for each inch. So congratulations on your wage rise. That's how this is true. Study from judging paper, and you go look into it. Heightism is a thing. Now let's talk about behavioral economics and what is known as the dollar auction. Started back in 1971. I heard of it from Daniel Kahneman, who's a Nobel Prize-winning economist. And what it did was it showed they set up an auction for a $1 bill. Males, because of their competitive nature, because of the risk-taking, bid up to $20 for a $1 bill. Does that make sense to anybody? What does that tell you about decision-making? Conversely, females are much more likely to pull out when it gets irrational. So you want to talk about male meritocracy in leadership? These are the type of conducts you see. Dr. Brian Class, who's a professor at University College London and Oxford, highly recommend you read him. He's a political scientist, and he has a book called Corruptible about power seeking. And it shows overwhelmingly as a trait of male characteristics in leadership. It's called the triad: narcissism, psychopathy, in other words, they're psychopaths, and Machiavellian. Does the name Trump come to mind? The most powerful man in the world exhibits exactly those traits. So when you're talking about meritocracy, and you make the argument for meritocracy, that's what's in your meritocracy. We have, the law evolved after World War II to bring rights to people. We see them in the Declaration of Human Rights, we see them in our constitutions, and we talk about equality, and we talk about, anti-discrimination based on sex. The S&P, as Beverly said, 90% of CEOs are males, based on some of this type of democracy. And if you think you're getting a hand up, what has happened is these protections